Brian Custer, Jay Harris back with you on SportsCenter, and Kyrie Irving makes his decision. He is Brooklyn. It's been 3 seasons for the Nets. I really like that, actually. Since Kyrie and KD joined the team, Brooklyn 13th in the league in win percentage. Durant didn't play in the 2019-2020 season, recovering from that torn Achilles. The Nets have a 7-13 playoff record over the last 3 seasons and were swept in the first round against the Celtics this past season. Furthest they've gone is the conference semis in the 2021 playoffs. And the 2 stars just haven't been on the court that often since they signed with the Nets. Kyrie and KD both played in 58 games over the last 3 seasons, including the playoffs. So here's how the Nets roster looks for next season with Kyrie back in the fold. Along with Kevin Durant and Ben Simmons, other notable players under contract include Joe Harris and Seth Curry. They can re-sign their own free agents with Bruce Brown, Patty Mills, and Nick Claxton at the top of the list. And here with us to talk about it is our NBA front office insider, Bobby Marks. So the Nets were swept in the first round of the playoffs. What can Brooklyn do this offseason to be a contender in the East and build around KD and Kyrie?
Well, here's their starting lineup. And when you on paper right now, I mean, you can roll this out with any team in the NBA. Of course, there's a lot of ifs, certainly with Ben Simmons here. But when you look at what they have in the offseason, we looked at their free agents, okay? 8 open roster spots. There is a lot of work to do for Sean Marks, their general manager here. They have their own free agents, Bruce Brown, Nick Claxton. They can re-sign him. We're still waiting on the option date for Patty Mills, which is on Wednesday if he's going to opt into his contract. So these 3 certainly are the priority. After that, it's the $6.5 million tax mid-level exception, the veteran minimum. My big question is, how much is ownership willing to spend for a team that just got swept in the playoffs by the Celtics? They can go out and acquire a player, but that number potentially can cost you an additional $50, $60 million in salary. And then those 2 future firsts that you got in the James Harden trade that you can maybe go out and use in a trade. But there's work to do in Brooklyn. These are your 2 bench players right now.
All right. Vegas likes the fact that Kyrie's back. With Kyrie opting in, the Nets moved from plus 900 to win the championship to plus 750. So we'll what Caesar says. We'll keep seeing what Caesar says. Let's talk about the Lakers, because they were on Kyrie's list of potential destinations. Since it doesn't look like that's going to happen, and now Russell Westbrook has opted into his contract, what does LA have to do with that roster to build around Russ, LeBron, and AD?
Well, if you're a Laker fan, you're probably looking at this and you're saying, is this 2021 or is this 2022? And this is where their roster is right now. Certainly with Russell Westbrook opting in, Anthony Davis, LeBron James, but Austin Reeves, Stanley Johnson, 3 players on their contract. They have a lot of work to do. Certainly when you look at what their options are going to be. When you have 3 players that make $132 million between Westbrook, AD, and LeBron, that puts you over the luxury tax. It's going to be bargain shopping in free agency here. That $6.5 million tax mid-level, is it going to be for a player like Malik Monk? Will he come for a discount? You have the veteran exception here, what they did last year when they signed Carmelo Anthony and players like that. Here's the big question. When we get to August 4th, will LeBron sign for that extension? 2 years, $97 million. And then those draft picks. 2027, 28, and 29 that they potentially could use in a trade. But this team has a lot of work to do because, as you can see, a lot of open holes, a lot of spots to fill. Shooters, 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 and get younger.
How's your jump shot?
Not bad. Better without the glasses on.
Well, you know what? They need shooters, so.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.